So after our accident in the last video, it seems the world corrupted and broken into chunks. There are some real dangers way up here, and the monsters are the least of our worries. As the void peeks its dirty little face from the cracks of the islands, we must survive 5 days till salvation arrives, as we are stuck on the floating islands. Man, step out into the world, unknown how we even got here, and we see a tree. We punch the ever-living crap out of that tree. Always get the tree. Of course, right after, we gotta get our wood, we get the basics going. So, it's not too difficult. I don't see where the survival part's coming into play. It doesn't seem like I need to survive, it's pretty much living. As in living in the sense that I can die at any point in my time here. The islands is very unforgiving, and if I let my guard down for even a second, things will go down really quickly. So we must get our tools fast. Keeping the flow going. We always get the tools, we get ready for an expedition. Of course, the only way to get over the islands is by traversing or by building. And believe me, building over the islands is really hard. So what does this man do? What does this main character do later on? Oh, you'll see. He is very intelligent. You see those planks? You see how he turned them into slabs? Well, we don't even technically use them to the actual meaning for why we made them. Instead of building a bridge, we built a little hidey hole because we kind of thought it was a good idea to go to the dungeon. That is an open bridge dungeon. And man's thought, oh yeah, you know what? Screw day one, I want to kill myself. And oh boy, did we get close to killing ourselves many times. Throwing safety out the window, out into the void. We threw anything that resembles common sense. But, of course, the sight of seeing all that free iron, all that amazing loot, and just the many monster spawners, I wanted to get a piece of that action. Break here and a break there. There's a lot of loot to be told in this place, but it got night really quickly. So, of course, to not die, we had to build ourselves a little hidey hole really fast. Getting our iron, which we had no furnace to actually cook the iron, to said make a shield, or, I don't know, a chest piece, anything to protect us. No, we did not. And you know what? It bites us in the butt later. But first, we gotta get the rest of this ore. And we're gonna have to hide right to our little box. We are gonna belong there for the whole night, and it gets really dangerous. But of course, we are very smart and intelligent, so nothing to worry about. This box is our grave, and we're gonna lay in it all night. Now, of course, it is not that simple to just lay in the box. No. I don't want to just hide. I don't want to just sit there and survive. I wanted to fight the many mobs that are just existing themselves right in front of me. And they can shoot your footsies. Protect the toes. The skeletons will shoot them off. They will shoot any part of your body that is shown. You better hide yourself in a box or under your flimsy leather armor. It does not matter. They are after you. And what do you know? I get shot in the butt. It did not feel good. I don't think arrows up the butt feels any sort of good. And then they started shooting me every which way. They are surrounding my little home. And I am trapped forever this time. Daytime is my only form of salvation. Day 1 to night 1 is ridiculous. Finally, daytime has arrived. We have survived our first night. And you know what? Just barely. There has been countless skeletons and zombies banging at my front door. Well, if there was ever a door to begin with. If we had a door, we would probably be dead. But we have made a wooden shield. And we're using that to get the hell away. Because those skeletons are after you. They will find you. And this one in particular, these two, I'm gonna guess they're brothers. They look stupid enough to come after me. But of course, look how low I get. 1 HP. 1 HP, 1 heart against a whole skeleton with full health and a little itty bitty hat. Like, that hat's gonna protect them more than me having literally nothing. So I thought, let me just slash at its feet. But of course, if I could do that, the skeleton could do it back. So with my little bit of health I gained, I lost it in an instant because it shot at my toes. And now I'm in a jumping fest trying to protect my whole body with this flimsy wood shield. Then he decides to come into my domain, quickly take him out, and we're alive. I don't know how we survived that. I can't believe we even did. But for victory, instead of going to get food, I'm still greedy and we're gonna loot the place. Living when you can't get that money, you know? Look at all that redstone that I'm not gonna use. Look at all the iron that I'm also not gonna use. I'm gonna have a full set shortly, and I won't need the extra tools. Then I thought about building over here. It was a stupid idea, luckily I didn't do it. So instead of going to get some stone in the overworld where I'm kind of safer in the islands, I decided to get a little bit of cobblestone from the actual gate. The damn mine had a little bit of cobblestone and I decided to take it and use it. That is how lazy I am. That is how lazy he is. God. For the next bit of time, we just get a lot of iron smelted. We found a block of gold, so I thought that was kind of weird. You'll see why that we're going to have a lot of gold later down the road. More iron collecting, need more loot, gotta get that greed factor up, sinning 100%. Who needs to live anyways, am I right? Who needs food for the next night? So other than our enormously large brain getting in the way of our very smart and intellectual moving forward of our lives, I started divvying up and making some weapons and shields. We finally have protection, as well as we're gonna get a great sword, which this sword is just amazing. Best thing I've ever gotten because it one-shots creepers at a full swipe, as well as it does 10 attack damage. It is amazing, and I can still use the shield. It may be slower, but it is more protected and more powerful. You need more, not less, so it doesn't matter how slow you are. Just don't get hit, stupid. Or at least don't have my intellect, because we are still down here. We are doing a second night on this bridge, and you already know what happened on the first night. I didn't get to show all of it because it was not very entertaining, but I will say this, I tried to kill a couple things, and a lot of things tried to kill me. Say less, it is the bones. You hear their rattles, you hear the rat-tat-tat of their bones, you know you're about to get dead. Skelly bros are not to be messed with, and of course we still have no food, so we're gonna be stuck with a heart and a half for quite a long time until food just mysteriously comes into my inventory, or I finally grow some blocky balls, you know what, grow some blocks and then go hunting, because I am still in the phase of I want to collect everything. But hey, we're finally in the surface, so that's already a step up into the right direction, other than staying in our little box underground, thinking we're oh so safe in our safety blanket, but we're not. The world as we know it is evil. Now, we got a gold block, and I thought that was kind of weird and also kind of cool. But there is a main reason why that block was there, and it will gladly show its face later in the video, because it is technically an infinite resource if we get this. This is an infinite source of gold. Other than getting that one block of gold, we have been collecting some wood. And along with collecting the wood, I found a shrine that had a lucky block. Now, of course, it wasn't that bad. Thankfully, this one was nice and just gave me a couple of dispensers. But usually, you would not want to have your hands or your cards played against a lucky block on top of an island. So, past the lucky block, we jumped this gap thinking there wasn't anything down there to worry about. I, as you can see, clearly fell, and I was terrified. Peep the delayed reaction. Moving from that, I thought it was a cool idea to make a tower. I wanted a watchtower to overlook the islands because my plan in this game, or in this world, is to conquer every island that's near me. We will mark it as our territory. It will be kind of like the Breath of the Wild. And we can't do that without power and without, resources and skills. So, I kidded myself up. This is the next night, and I had to survive this night in my little tower. And you know what? It actually wasn't too bad. This was actually the easiest night ever that I've had. Not gonna mention that it rhymed. We're just gonna cut to the part where it gets interesting, because it was just a lot of building that night. And you know what? Our tower was actually coming together. But, of course, with this project that we just started, it will never be finished, just like I'm never gonna finish a Marvel movie. Well, that's after I, for some reason, just wanted to make a couple stone walls, because I want to protect what I'm not coming back to. Because there is a bigger fish to fry, and that fish is in the sky. It's not an actual fish, but it's still in the sky, and it's something we're gonna go after. What you will see shortly is a blimp. You will be seeing that we're gonna go to a blimp. And it is the most dangerous thing I've went to. Screw the bridge. Everything about that before was nothing compared to the blimp. You see that? Beautiful, scary, and filled to the brim with enemies. Now, if you haven't built over end islands to get to the end city, you do not know true fear of accidentally triggering an Enderman or just falling off straight into the void, losing everything you've owned and loved. Now, with that true fear I had, I didn't take any chances. I was being as careful as possible. Though, of course, I could have been more careful if I were to just build a 2-bridge walkway, but I am also completely lazy, so why would I put the extra effort? Am I right? Now, to keep the ball rolling, we were slowly inching our way in. I am glad I didn't walk onto that block because I would have fell and died. Now, of course, it wouldn't be easy to just come into the blimp. No, because these skeletons are armored to the teeth and have weird masks on their face as well. And, of course, this place needed creepers. A blimp needed creepers. Why wouldn't they be up in the sky? You seem to never get rid of them. You could be anywhere in the world, and even if the world is completely shattered like this one, there are still creepers. And it is a nightmare when you're in the air. I'm never gonna be able to catch a break because there's always something happening. Behind me, they started to take me on one by one. Then they start double teaming. It will get ridiculous. So I have to block up every entrance, every entryway, so I am safe. Because there are many spawners into this place. Why in the world would you fill your blimp with spawners and with bad people? As well as that, I don't understand why it's like this. I think maybe it's acting as a spawner or a conduit, but it's just frozen there. Our buddy, our friend, kind of just disintegrated. And yeah, that was pretty cool. But of course, creeper on the ladder, creeper everywhere. So thanks to that, I had to be extra careful not to get blown up because most of this blimp is made of wool. So if it caught on fire, we would be going down. And you know what? I don't think that's kind of a good thing. I don't want to fall out of the sky. Now, we head to the main room that I was talking about before with the gold. This is a golden room. And you see that creeper? It formed a gold block. It had the Midas' touch. Now, with that touch, it also triggered, you know, the defense system because, of course, the airship had a defense system. But that means we technically have an infinite source of gold. The only thing we are missing is apples. If we had apples and gold, we would have as many golden apples as we could ever dream of. We just need to trap one mob with the Midas' touch. I'm still frantically trying to find a way to keep myself safe right now, as well as having it nighttime, because look at all the enemies getting poisoned, and there's a 1-up regen skeleton. Like, now there's getting boss skeletons into this, as well as hearing the tick, tick, tick in the background, and then all the mobs and the creeper hissing. That will make anyone go insane, especially if you're in a damn airship. Now, of course, you can only lose sanity if you had any to begin with, and with how many mods I've been playing and how much chaos that I've been indulged in, I think I can say that I am chaos intolerant. But, of course, I love a good amount of chaos. Now, thankfully, it is daytime. I made my stupid butt out the damn door. Well, it's not a door. I would say out the damn hangar. You know what? I'm not gonna get back on that. But it is raining. That's all that I know, and that is bad. So having the rain on is just amazing, because now everything can live, nothing to kill. Like, if you haven't noticed, there has been no animals. Zip. The animal population is down -1,000. Thanks to all the oinkers and the mooers, all gone. I have only food that I pick up from the ground, and whatever I cook, which, thankfully, I have the iron food, because with apples or any sort of meat I used iron, surrounded it, and boom, got iron food. Also, past this, I found lucky blocks. There was 3 in the same area, just like in its vicinity. One was in a tree, one is right here, which the first one gave me fish, this one gave me TNT, and then the third one isn't really that extraordinary, but I still used it. This is Minecraft Purgatory. And you know what? This Purgatory is pretty cool. Lucky block at the edge of the world, why not? But then we have a tower that is just floating in the void. And I still decided to be the Thor that I am, jump over and make it. Surprisingly, I made it, even though it was that close. The thought and the ability to just fall from the sky is very prominent. And then I was about to climb down the ladder to the very bottom. Thankfully, I'm not that stupid. But I am stupid in this scenario, because instead of leaving to safety, I decided, since I have full armor and tools and a nice sword with some decent apples, I'm gonna take on the dungeon. And it is getting close to nighttime again. Which, by the way, if the lighting looks different in this, it is because the iron apples gives night vision. So that is very handy. So, we have to first clear out these monsters, and then there's a spawner. What's under the chest is pretty cool. But, of course, there's even cooler things later in the dungeon. But look at this, we get a chance cube. This is worse than a lucky block by a mile. Anything can happen, and it is usually detrimental to our health. It was just a nice blanket of carpet. It was nice, soft, kind of annoying. And you know what? That wasn't that bad. So, we move on from that. Break a couple more spawners. We have another floating skeleton because they're just majestic. Picked up a protection 2 pants legging. That is really good. The barrels are still filled with a bunch of redstone stuff and explosives. So we already know where to go back if we ever needed to create a contraption, or if we wanted to just blow the house something sky high. Now, you see, we used the blocks we had. We're gonna build over the edge, because I wanted to get to a loot chest over there with a spawner. Those seem to be the best ones to go for. But it was super dangerous because the spawner was a skeleton spawner. Because of course it was. It wouldn't be just easy enough to have a couple zombies. No, it had to have been skeleton spawners nearby, as well as the zombie spawners. But you know what? It was well worth it in the end. We just gotta take out a couple mobs, make sure we don't kill ourselves, and boom! 4 chance cubes. Chance cubes. 4 of them before the end of the video. And you know what? I wanted to quickly get these broken before nighttime, so a lot has happened. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but apparently we avoided rat. We got a cake, and our last one gave us more chance cubes. So on top of the 4 we got even more. We got colorful gem sheep, and then of course we got TNT bats, which I am surprised we even survived. Look at that, just chaos everywhere on this bridge. Now the final deal to break the coffin was, you see that broken texture? That clearly shows we are still broken thanks for the last game, but it actually activated something. This wonderful contraption that I also built up with TNT to go to started going in the air like a colorful sounding disco ball. And I was terrified out of my mind because it looked dangerous. But what it dropped was diamond armor. Enchanted diamond armor, mind you. It was majorly disappointing, but we had one more chance cube. And of course, it was another diamond, and it is now in the void, captured by the void. And you know what? I decided that was enough. Enough's enough. This is where we end it. And in the next episode you're about to see, you're gonna see me utterly break Minecraft. I'll see you then.